Drom Broadford and Ballylanders, both teams with one win each. Well, sorry, one team. Drom Broadford with one win, and of course Ballylanders with a draw against St. Senans. Sunny conditions here. I'm joined in commentary today by Matt O'Callaghan of the Vale Star Weekly Observer. Matt, how do you think today's going to go?
Yeah, I suppose the conditions are perfect, but there is a strong breeze that is blowing from the people that would know the Kilmarnock ground here, from the Emmett Street end right up to the Millmount end, and it's the type of breeze that, having been down on it before we came up here, you would think it could be in a football game worth anything up to 4 or 5 points. So I suppose that heightens the importance of the toss, who will win the toss, and who will and the choice of ends to get a good start. In your intro there, you said Drom have one win out of 2. They lost in the opening round to Adair and subsequently beaten a Pearshig in the second round. Ballylanders, on the other hand, have had a draw with newly promoted St. Senans in the opening game, and lost to Adair, the county champions, in the second round in the Pearshig, on an evening in which Ballylanders looked to be quite competitive and were in the game for quite a long time, and possibly one could say were a bit unlucky, perhaps not to get something out of it. But this is the third round of a 5-round series, and traditionally, if you look back through the championship, since it's been in this format for a number of years, they talk about the British Open as the third day being the day that things begin to happen and moves start to happen. They also start to happen in the group stages in the third round, because 2 rounds there's a bit of feeling what's going on, but it's serious business from here on in. And it would look that in this particular group, which is Group 1 of the Irish Wire Products Senior Football Championship, that one of the 3 knockout positions has been already nailed. It has mathematically been nailed because Adair have 3 wins out of 3 of the county champions. So basically you have 5 clubs vying for what is now 2 places.
Okay, thanks for that, Matt. Quick check on the teams now. Drumcolliher Broadford line out as follows. In goals, James Noonan. They have a full back line of Jack Ryan, Garrett Noonan and Sean O'Sullivan. The half back line contains Keith Lacey, Ross Egan and Dee O'Leary. In midfield, Micheál O'Sullivan and Killian Fahey. Half forward line of Patrick Stack, Dennis Donegan and Gerard O'Gorman, and full forward line of Derry McCarthy, Micheál Brosnan and Kevin Noonan, who captains the side. For Ballylanders, they line out as follows. Declan O'Connor's in goals, Mas Kelly, Shane Fox and Owen Martin make up the full back line. Brian O'Connell, Stephen Walsh and Tom O'Dwyer at wing back. In midfield, Liam Martin and Mark O'Connell. And the half forward line, Owen O'Mahony, Kieran Kelly and Danny Froon. Full forward line then is made up by Jimmy Barry Murphy, Owen Walsh and Steve Fox. Referee this evening is Mike Sexton, and he's awaiting Ballylanders, both captains of Ballylanders and Drom Broadford. Matt, as you've already mentioned, a huge game for both teams. A win here for either one of them puts them a long way going through the quarter-finals.
Well, it puts them in a strong position to challenge for a place. I wouldn't say that it would put them through. Obviously, a win for Drumcolliher Broadford would be more valuable for them in that they already have 2 points to put them on 4. Ballylanders on 1. Ballylanders, of course, have to be mindful that a defeat here would leave them with 1 point out of 6. And Monaleen to come next, so it won't be certainly getting any easier. And like Ballylanders had a flirtation with relegation in 2016. It's only 4 years since Ballylanders were county champions, but in the intervening years they had to depend on a relegation playoff in 2016 to preserve their senior status. So a win is probably of greater importance to Ballylanders for that reason than it is to Drom Broadford. But looking at the Drom Broadford team, John, it's a very interesting side in that we have been so accustomed over the years to the great stalwarts of Drom Broadford, like over the last 2 decades. and the records will substantiate this. Drom Broadford had been the leading light in the Limerick Senior Football Championship. 7 county championships in that period, reaching the semi-final, practically permanent residents of the last 4. But when you just look through the team tonight now, I know that Shawnee Buckley was named to play. He's not playing, but like there are such names as Michal Reedy, Pat Donnelly, Jason Stokes, the men that were accustomed to being the stalwarts of the team, they are no longer with us and are no longer involved. So you're looking at a Drom Broadford team that are probably very, very much in transition. You're looking at a Drom Broadford team that are looking to new generation for leaders. All right, now you have experienced players in there like Theo Leary, Garrett Noonan, they have seen it all. Michal O'Sullivan has been around a long time. Derry McCarthy has been around. Michal Brosnan.
And we're underway here in Kilmallock. It's Ballylanders on the attack straight away, but an interception by Ross Egan. Line out at centre back, and Drom Broadford on the attack down the right hand side. Dennis Donegan has possession and lose it free into Drom Broadford. Foul on Dennis Donegan. Matt, as we see, Ballylanders claimed the breeze in the first half.
Yes, Ballylanders, whether they won the toss or whether Drom won the toss and opted to play with the wind, I don't know, but Ballylanders certainly have the advantage of the breeze. I'm just trying to pick up how Ballylanders are setting themselves out. I can see already that it is not as per the programme, so I'll just work on that for a minute or two.
A chance early on for Drom Broadford. Killian Fahy's goal. Great start here for Drom Broadford. A well worked move, and Killian Fahy wasn't tracked, ran right through the middle, and what a start for Drom Broadford, Matt.
Absolutely, this is a dream start. We have less than a minute gone, and the ball is in the Ballylanders net. But it was, you know, the personnel may change in Drom Broadford, but the system doesn't change. It was the patient build up and putting it through the hands, and then Killian Fahy, of course, was the right man to get on the end of a move like that.
It's Fahy inside again, but it's cut out by Ballylanders. They'll have to recover from that nightmare start, and they'll get a free here, referee Mike Sexton. It's Michal Brosnan with the foul, and Ballylanders launch an attack from centre back, and Stephen Walsh. Stephen Walsh gives it outside. Mark O'Connell straight down the line to Danny Fruin. Fruin looking inside, long ball, crossfield ball. It's a free in, Mike Sexton gives. For an incident off the ball, tugging the jersey of Owen Walsh by the looks of things. Should be a straightforward free, 22 metres out. Yeah,
it's a very important free, John, because Ballylanders need an immediate response, and you'd sort of back Jimmy Barry to put this one over. He's left-footed, and the angle would seem just about right for him. But there's little room for error, even though it is the early minutes. But Ballylanders need a response.
Jimmy Barry Murphy lines it up, strikes with left foot, straight over the bar, and that's a goal for Drom Broadford. 1 point for Ballylanders. Badly needed, Matt.
Yeah, certainly Bally needed that response, especially since they're playing with the breeze.
It's James Noonan's kick out. Ross Egan up, but it's Danny Fruin that wins it and gets the mark. He decides to play on. Shooting opportunity for Danny Fruin. It looks good from here, and that's a wonderful score from Danny Fruin. He won the kick out, raced away with a 20-metre run, and tapped it straight over the bar.
Yeah, the response you'd have to say from Ballylanders is exactly what Mike Fox and his management team wanted, and that certainly Danny Fruin is a confidence player, and that will certainly boost his confidence in these early moments.
Another kick up by James Noonan, and once more Ballylanders have picked up the break. Ryan O'Connell down the wing, back inside to Owen Walsh. Mark O'Connell, 45 metres out, gives it inside to Jimmy Barry Murphy with the breeze, 45 metres out. Looks to be tailing to the right, and that's the first wide of the evening.
Yeah, it certainly was on his favoured left foot, and the angle appeared to be right. He will be disappointed, but I think Ballylanders in general will be quite happy with the response, because the concession of a goal in the first minute of a football game is a blow, John.
Drom Broadford win that kick out, and they're on the attack now, and here comes Dennis Donegan. Huge size of a man, Dennis Donegan cuts back inside, hand passes off but loses possession poorly, and here come Ballylanders on the attack. Danny Fruin, he's ghosted 30 metres without any channel, hand pass inside. Steve Fox has it, goes for goal, over the bar, and we're level here in Kilmallock.
That was an excellent score, and it originated back in the Ballylanders half-back line, where there was an unforced error by Dennis Donegan, and Ballylanders worked the ball straight through to Danny Fruin, of course, who made a lot of ground up the middle and spotted Stephen Fox in the advanced position, and perhaps for a brief second or two there was an opportunity of a goal there.
Indeed there was, and from Broadford have won the kick out. Killian Fahy with the ball on the left wing, back inside to Garrett Noonan. Fellow Limerick team, and Noonan advances past one man, hand passes inside. Patrick Stack with on ball, he lays it off to D. O'Leary, the very experienced D. O'Leary into Donegan. Donegan gives it long. And 50-50 ball, Drom Broadford have won it. It's Micheál Brosnan. Brosnan looking to take on Shane Fox. Back outside to Derry McCarthy. McCarthy, he has a go into the breeze. Derry McCarthy, and that's a great score from Derry McCarthy to put Drom Broadford back into the lead.
An excellent score from Derry McCarthy. Derry McCarthy, of course, is one of Drom Broadford's most experienced players, and he'd be one of the players that Mike Fahy and Mike Quaid and his management team would be looking to provide the leadership. That was an excellent score.
Ballylanders back on the attack with Steve Fox after taking a pass from Fruin. Fox embarks and run, looks inside, a 50-50 hand pass and mopped up by Drom Broadford, and Keith Lacey into the ball back across the square into Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan has Patrick Stack ahead of him, and Stack will bring it forward over on the far side here in Park Vicar in Kilmallock. He gives it inside to the deep Kevin Noonan, captain of the Drom Broadford team, to Fahy. Fahy to Noonan, and back inside again. Noonan manages to keep possession, and back inside to Derry McCarthy. Drom Broadford, patient build up so far, not wanting to put it in long into the breeze, but it's a low ball in. And Drom Broadford get possession. Micheál Brosnan against two Ballylanders men wins possession. I know Fahy has the ball once more. He's already scored one goal. He goes through again, fists the ball, but the ball went wide from the hand-fisted effort, but Mike Sexton has brought it back for a free, which should be a fairly easy one for Drom Broadford, Matt.
Yeah, you would imagine so, but it was good use of the advantage rule by Mike Sexton there, and certainly I think he's consulting with the linesman now, who obviously saw something and is bringing it to his attention, but he's not. He's calling over. I think it's Brian O'Connell he's calling over. I just think he's happy to have a word with him. There is no bookwork or anything like that. But I think it's Kevin Noonan that's standing up to this, and I think you'd back him to put it over.
Noonan from pretty much straight in front, taps that over, and Drom Broadford are into a 2-point lead. Just one quick thing for Ballylanders, Matt, looking that Killian Fahy has ghosted through the middle twice now. He scored a goal in the first minute, and now he's been the cause of a point from Ballylanders' point of view, something that have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's something, but I suppose it's trademark Killian Fahy. Wherever he plays, he seems to have this propensity to go forward and to drive forward and to inspire those around him to go forward. And you're right, he was responsible for the goal, and he was directly responsible for the point on that occasion. He possibly could have scored it, he just missed it, but he certainly drew the foul which Kevin Noonan subsequently converted.
A great run there from Brian O'Connell, as Matt was talking there. Leads to a free 45 metres from goal, one which Jimmy Barry Murphy will fancy himself, Matt.
I think he will with the aid of the breeze. I don't think he will be cut for distance in this one. I think he will be trying to ensure accuracy.
So Jimmy Barry Murphy lining it up with his left foot. 45 metres from goal, takes a few steps. It's a good strike, and it's straight over the black spot here, and Point for Ballylanders. 1 point between the teams again, Matt.
Yeah, Ballylanders needed that response because the last 2 points have gone to Drom Broadford, and they're back in it. But we must be mindful that time is ticking on. All right, there are only 10 minutes gone, but there is a strong breeze there, and Ballylanders will need to have some bit of a cushion going in at half time. That's an excellent point from Mona Mahoney.
Wonderful score there from Mona Mahoney. He caught a poor enough kick out from James Noonan and punished it to the full, and we're all square again here in Kilmallock.
Yeah, absolutely all square. So I think that's the second or third Drom Broadford kick out that Ballylanders have successfully won, and it's certainly the second kick out which has that they won, and it has led to a score.
James Noonan will be looking for a better result this time out. He goes long. Patrick Stack is there to win it, but the ball loses possession. And it's Ballylanders that come away with it. And it's Ona Mahoney wins a free. I think they'd be better advised to slow this down. Jimmy Barry Murphy strolling out. Absolutely wasting time, Matt, into the breeze.
Yeah, well, I don't think, is Jimmy Barry, he's coming out for this one. Talking of Ona Mahoney, of course, is a former Limerick minor player, and I think he showed his qualities there. That was an excellent score, that last score for Ballylanders. Now, this is a difficult one for Jimmy Barry.
Looks like he's going to strike it, cutting across the ball. Jimmy, it's travelling. And it's tipped over the bar by James Noonan. A wonderful free, all of 50 metres. Jimmy Barry Murphy cutting across the ball, floating it in the breeze.
Yeah, and absolutely excellently taken free, because it was at a difficult angle. All right, it was probably more suitable for a left-footed kicker, which Jimmy Barry Murphy is, but he measured it to perfection, both distance and accuracy.
And another kick out, Drom Broadford kick out, won by Ballylanders. Working the ball inside. Brian O'Connell, pot shot from Brian, but that's not going to be an issue. It was going wide, but James Noonan decides to keep it in play and gives it off to Patrick Stack inside his own 45, going up the right wing. Looks inside for Ross Egan. Ross Egan has to check back and give it back to Stack. Micheál O'Sullivan now, another big man in the Drom Broadford team, to Garrett Noonan. Easy pass to Fahy, and Fahy will go off on one of them trademark runs. Out the wing to Keith Lacey. Keith Lacey, 2 points in this championship to date. Back inside, Brosnan. Ballylanders coping well, getting enough men back, and ultimately coming out with possession, but Noonan's there to win it. And Derry McCarthy using all his experience to end up in the right place at the right time. Kevin Noonan, left foot ball, oceans of space for Keith Lacey. Is Micheál Brosnan in his left, in loads of room as well. Brosnan scoring chance. It's a wild shot from Micheál Brosnan that won't trouble the goals. But Drom Broadford managed to keep possession. In fact, they don't. It's fisted out over the sideline by Gerald O'Gorman. Matt, a missed chance from Drom Broadford.
I'm not so sure it was a missed chance, John, in that he lofted it, and I suppose it gave us a sense of the strength of the breeze, in that when he lofted it high, the breeze took it, and it actually ended up at the same point at the far side of the field from which it was kicked. It was almost a straight cross-field kick.
Ballylanders didn't make use of the sideline ball and are penalised for overcarrying. Gives Kevin Noonan an opportunity to level matters once again. Noonan's left-footed strike. He keeps it low enough, but it's accurate. And we're all square again here in Kilmallock.
Yeah, all square again. I suppose on the balance of play, that John, that's just about right.
Back underway again now with the kick out from Declan O'Connor. Declan goes long and high with this one. Out to zone 65, and Ballylanders are onto the break once more. Ball's given inside, long ball inside, looking for Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh has been given another free. Drom Broadford aren't happy with that decision. Sean O'Sullivan, the man penalised, but again it's another opportunity for Jimmy Barry Murphy. And Drom Broadford need to cut out these frees, Matt.
Yeah, I don't think there was much doubt about it, and the referee, fair play to Mike Sexton, he spotted it. It was quite a distance from him, but I think he got the call right. Now I know he has angered some of the Drom bench down here on our right. But
it's a yellow card for Sean O'Sullivan as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure that may be for verbals as much as I'm not sure now whether it was for the actual incident or it may have been for verbals.
1-3 to 6 points. All square here in Kilmallock. Jimmy Barry Murphy with a chance to put one between the teams again. It should be scoreable looking at what Jimmy's done so far. Some excellent shooting from his left foot. He lines this one up. And simple as you like, straight over the bar.
Yeah, comfortably, and of course, again we have to say that the free takers have been lucky. They're both left-footed, the main marksman, and the frees seem to have been coming in the right place. Well, with probably the exception of Jimmy Barry Murphy's last free, which was an excellent score.
Quick kick out here from Drom Broadford. Garrett Noonan trying to work it. He gives it inside to Sean O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan under pressure from two Ballylanders men, gives it off to O'Gorman back inside to his midfield partner Micheál O'Sullivan. Out to the right, and Drom Broadford have it once more. Back inside, Noonan moving up the field from full back to Donegan. Donegan has to look back again inside. Patrick Stack has it. Slow build up here from the 7 times Limerick senior football champions Drom Broadford. Derry McCarthy looking, searching to find someone, gives it in long to Kevin Noonan. Noonan has it, but he doesn't have much to go, but a brilliant step inside, and he's in and along the end line. Noonan comes back out. He's happy to take the free that Mike Sexton has awarded. Slow, ponderous build up, but they'll be happy to get the free, Matt.
They'll be happy to get the free, and this one will. It's actually Derry McCarthy's going to take this one. It looks as if Kevin Noonan will take him from the left, from the right, and Derry McCarthy will take him from the left. Right-footed kicker Derry McCarthy. Of course, Drom Broadford, we spoke about the stalwarts that were missing. 2 of the current side are missing as well this evening. In Kevin Noonan's twin brother Brian, who has joined the Gardaí recently, is an absentee, as is Mike Boyce, who is on honeymoon. And Derry McCarthy nailed it absolutely perfect.
All square again, yes. Difficult angle for Derry McCarthy, but it proved not to be an issue whatsoever for him. Showing all his experience, just floating that one over. And we're all square once more here in Kilmallock. Kick out for Ballylanders. Declan O'Connor, he goes long, but it's easy for Garrett Noonan. He marks it. He decides not to and plays away. Derry McCarthy, 40 metres out, gives it inside to Keith Lacey. Lacey has Stack outside. Patrick Stack, back to Derry McCarthy. McCarthy, he looks for goal, decides to offload it instead to O'Gorman. O'Gorman back outside. Kevin Noonan, he'll be one of the people they'll want on the ball to get a shot away. Instead, it's worked back into the middle with Derry McCarthy again. Great ball outside to Fahy. Will he marking a run again? He's up against Mark O'Connell. Fahy, left-footed shot. It's not going on goal, but Ballylanders collect easily, and out they come again. Owen O'Mahony carrying 3 Drom Broadford men alongside him, but so he decides to go long and looks, and it's misjudged by Sean O'Sullivan. Goal on here. Oh, watch, is there a goal on? It's Danny Froon. Danny's happy to tap it over the bar, and that's the lead for Ballylanders once more. A misjudgment by Sean O'Sullivan in the Drom Broadford defence, and Ballylanders could have punished it to the full, but they were happy to take their point, Matt.
Happy to take their point, but it was excellent the way that Owen Walsh judged what might have happened, and he had a free run then to pick out Danny Froon, and Danny Froon executed the point perfectly.
As Ballylanders win the kick out once more, they've picked up a lot of the breaks from Drom Broadford's kickouts. As Danny Froon once more outside of the right boot into Jimmy Barry Murphy, proves to be too high for him, and that's going to be a sideline ball for Drom Broadford, which D. O'Leary kicks back inside his 21 to Garrett Noonan. Hand pass to Fahy. He takes his man on and beats him with ease. Fahy straight down the middle again. Inside to Donegan. Donegan lays it off to Noonan on his own 45-metre line. And it's Noonan again, a good 1-2 with Donegan. Noonan going down the left wing. It's too high for Keith Lacey. Ballylanders trying to fan back now and get men back in their defence. And from Broadford will start again. Fahy inside, and there's loads of room here for Micheál O'Sullivan. Into Derry McCarthy. McCarthy will shoot from all of 40 metres. It's a good effort, but it's left to the post and wide for Drom Broadford.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time that in the game that they have misfired. I think at this point in time, given the breeze, and I don't want to over-emphasize the breeze, it doesn't win a game for anybody ultimately, but I think with 20 minutes gone now that Drom Broadford, even though they trail by a point, I think they will probably be slightly, if not a good bit happier.
A stoppage in the game. Mike Sexton has blown his whistle. A hit off the ball, and Jimmy Barry Murphy seems to be what has happened. And certainly Jimmy is complaining that that's what's happened anyway, Matt.
Jimmy doesn't seem to happy. He seems to... He has an issue with his gloves, is it, or is he after picking up a knock?
It's either way, it's a yellow card for D. O'Leary on the Drom Broadford side, their second of the day. After Sean O'Sullivan was shown a yellow card a few minutes ago. Not sure what happened there, Matt. It was off the ball, but Jimmy seems to be sorted now.
Yeah, well, we followed the flight of the ball, but it was a problem with his glove with Jimmy, which seems to be resolved, and he's ready to go again. But Ballylanders are after coughing up a needless free there now.
Yeah, handled on the ground by Owen Walsh, and Drom Broadford relaunch another attack. It's Keith Lacey outside to Gerald O'Gorman. O'Gorman cuts back inside, looking for the space, and it's Garrett Noonan. Back inside, and off goes O'Gorman, a powerful man. Low ball in, it's a poor one. Easily mopped up by Stephen Walsh, the former Limerick senior hurler and footballer. He gives it inside to Owen, his brother. Hand pass by Owen, brilliantly done by Danny Fruin. Great hands shown from the half forward there, and he gives it ball in. He's looking for Kieran Kelly. Kieran Kelly will get there first. James Noonan's come off his line. Kelly looks back inside to Kelly, into Jimmy Barry Murphy. But Jimmy Barry Murphy, a scoreable chance, and has gone right at the post. Good chance there, Matt, for Ballylanders.
It's a good chance. I think he will be disappointed with it. But Drom Broadford have a triangle of huge men here in the middle of the field. There's Gerard O'Gorman, there's Michael O'Sullivan, and there's Dennis Dunnigan at centre forward, and they're trying to get them onto the ball and to win the ball, and the runners play off them, and they're having a certain degree of success.
Off we go again with a line ball, and it's Derry McCarthy in midfield with Drom Broadford. Going somewhat sideways, advancing a little bit forward. Derry leaves it off. It's Patrick Stack. He'll come back inside to O'Sullivan. Michael O'Sullivan now. Long ball into space, and Gerard O'Gorman, if he could have got to it, was pretty much through on goal, but that's gone out for a line ball to Ballylanders. A little bit of a lucky escape, bit of an accuracy from Drom Broadford.
Yeah, a misplaced pass, and certainly gave Gerard O'Gorman too much to do. I don't think a bike would even have salvaged that one, but he chased it anyway. And it's another line ball to Ballylanders.
Yes, it is, and Stephen Walsh looks to take it. Looking at his options, Stephen Walsh gives it inside, 50-50 ball, and it's won by Jack Ryan of Drom Broadford. Lacey inside to O'Sullivan, and they'll launch again. Kevin Noonan's come out from his corner forward position. Dennis Donegan. Not many are going to push Dennis off the ball. A serious size of a man, as Matt has already mentioned. Wanted to triumph for it in the middle of the park for Drom Broadford. Garrett Noonan inside. Killian Fahy, get back to Donegan. Donegan has a man out in the right wing in acres of space. It's Patrick Stack. Stack comes back inside. Well worth move here from Drom Broadford. A shot is from Micheál Brosnan, but it's easily taken by Declan O'Connor, and Ballylanders come away with Brian O'Connell. Brian O'Connell inside to Kieran Kelly. Kelly. Just patient play here from Ballylanders, working the ball out of the fence. Not under enough pressure from a Drom Broadford point of view, but they'll come away with Stephen Walsh. Walsh, bit of a misplaced pass, but O'Mahony gets to it, and Ballylanders, off they go again. O'Mahony takes the ball back, and it's Walsh. Walsh goes, beats one, beats two, and off he goes down the left wing. Pass inside to Owen Walsh. Jimmy Barry Murphy inside in his own in the full forward line. They don't look to give it into him yet, and Mark O'Connell has it. Heading towards the Drom Broadford 45, up against Jack Ryan. He looks back inside. Tom O'Dwyer, low ball across the surface out to the left wing by O'Dwyer. It's Owen Walsh again, looking up his options, back inside to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer fumbles but gains possession again, and Drom Broadford have everyone bar one back inside their own half, back inside their own 65. to stop this attack. Brian O'Connell runs at the heart and creates a bit of space. Tom O'Dwyer's hand pass off to him. Brian O'Connell's looking for a free, but the free goes inside the 14-metre line to Drom Broadford. Matt.
Ballylanders build up, and I suppose it's characteristic in the game. It's ponderous and it's slow and it's a bit too predictable. And Drom Broadford have all the time on earth to funnel players behind the ball. And you mentioned there in commentary, they had 14 of their 15 players in their own half. The only one in splendid isolation up here on our left was Michal Brosnan. And there was absolutely no way through. It was only a question of leave him play it, leave him make the error, and that's exactly what happened. And whilst Drom, when they come forward, when they break with a bit of pace, break with a bit of purpose, and deliver the ball longer. Ballylanders were over and back the field there for the best part of 2 minutes, and we see what the upshot of it all was. A complete turnover. And plus, there was two banks of defenders in front of them.
Back underway here, Mike Sexton paying advantage for a foul. Owen O'Mahony with a shot. And Owen O'Mahony is pushed out one to the left. I'm sure Mike Sexton will revisit the incident that happened right here in front of us in Gantry. It could be a third yellow card for Drom Broadford after an off the ball foul. A late hit more than anything by Ross Egan and Danny Froon. And Ross Egan becomes the third Drom Broadford player to be yellow carded, Matt.
Yeah, so those will have to be careful now, because a second yellow card and you're down to 14 players. This is a tight game, and irrespective of the elements, I think it will remain that way. So it's traditional between these sides, very little between them that can go either way, and certainly nobody will want to be numerically challenged at any stage in this game.
Back underway, and Brian O'Connell gives it down to Owen Walsh. Walsh cuts inside from the right wing and is going towards goal. He leaves the ball off. It's Danny Fruin inadvertently gives it back to Walsh, with Jimmy Barry Murphy on the ball. Each time they attack Ballylanders, they look to give it to Jimmy Barry Murphy. Owen Walsh, his brother Stephen, pull on the jersey. Sexton is playing advantage. No advantage accruing, and it'll be another free in a scoreable position for Jimmy Barry Murphy, Matt.
But for foolishly giving away that free, Drom had sucked Ballylanders right back into the same thing, over and back the field, and going literally nowhere. And while all that was happening, they were banking defenders or players behind the ball. And certainly Ballylanders will have to move much faster. They'll have to move the ball longer, I would imagine, and with much more purpose. And the runners will have to run into the space and give the ball carriers and those on the ball options. But as it is now, it looks this is well within Jimmy Barry Murphy's compass, without wanting to put the commentator's curse on him. And this is an opportunity for Ballylanders to go 2 up for the first time.
As Murphy lines it up now, he's already scored easier frees than that tonight, and no mistake once more. Jimmy Barry Murphy puts Ballylanders into a 2-point lead, arguably deservedly so on the balance of play.
Well, on the balance of play over the last 10 minutes, you would have to say that they're dominating without, for the reasons that I have said, making it count. And there's another kick out that has been won by Ballylanders.
Danny Froon has a goal from all of 55 metres. It was probably a needless shot and didn't need to take it on. He knows himself, he acknowledges it to his teammates. But Matt, you just mentioned it again there, another kick out gone astray. Something that Drom Broadford will need to work on at half time, certainly.
Yeah, that's something I'm sure that the management team, when they get him in at half time, they will have to have a plan for the second half, certainly. But maybe the plan in the second half will be to kick longer, try and get it into the area of the two big men. It's not reaching him because of the breeze, and there's a greater likelihood that it will in the second half. So that will be interesting. But it's something that Drom Broadford have to address.
Back with play here in Drom Broadford on the attack from Michal Brosnan. He was employed earlier on as the lone full forward line man. Out the field now, and it's Keith Lacey. His challenge, and it's Stephen Walsh comes away with the ball. Great defender from Ballylanders, and they come on the counter. Walsh and Tony O'Mahony, and all the way outside to Brian O'Connell. Brian O'Connell will be let run with the ball. He'll be advanced as Drom Broadford funnel players back. Owen Walsh back to Brian O'Connell. O'Connell inside. Moss Kelly, misplaced pass to Owen Walsh. As Ballylanders start again, slow build up. Owen O'Mahony inside. Tom O'Dwyer. And it's Brian O'Connell now, or Mark O'Connell, apologies, but it's misplaced pass again, and Micheál Brosnan's away. 2 or 3 defenders, it's 3 versus 2 from Ballylanders' defensive point of view, but Brosnan keeps going. He's a shot, well collected by Declan O'Connor. And a let off in one sense, Ballylanders caught with possession on their own 45.
Caught in possession in their own 45 because they had been playing it over and back, and when with the breeze they should be delivering it into the frontmen and giving an opportunity to run at the Drom defence.
And that's what Jimmy Barry Murphy's doing right now. He's gone on a 15-metre run to Danny Fruin. Fruin, it looks to be tailing left and wide, and yes it is. And as you feel, with the strength of the breeze, Ballylanders need to be taking chances. That's two wides in a row for Danny Fruin.
Yeah, and it's Ballylanders' 5th wide in total, and what are we? We're actually in the 29th minute, so we're basically down to into the last minute with whatever time Mike Sexton decides to add on. You see here, this was trying to get it to the big men, and I suppose Mike Sullivan was unlucky there that he didn't catch this, but Ballylanders are in a position now where they may pick up a score.
It's Danny Fruin with his 3rd effort in a row, and once again from a very scoreable position, Fruin has missed the target, and you can't help but feel, given the strength of the conditions, Ballylanders could be left to rue these missed chances later on.
Yeah, you'd have a feeling that these missed opportunities could come back to haunt Ballylanders before this game is out, because they're 2 points up, and you could just imagine had he converted to them, a 4-point cushion would be something worth defending it in the second half. Now it's going to be a very tenuous lead if there's going to be a lead at half time at all, because Drom are on the break here.
Indeed they are, and it's Garrett Noonan combining with Patrick Stack down the right hand side. Noonan leaves it off. He spots Micheál Brosnan inside, manages to keep it from going over the end line as Brosnan looking for options. It's a short pass to Stack, and a free in awarded. Mike Sexton tried to leave play goal. No advantage accruing. Scoreable free for Kevin Noonan, who's been relatively quiet outside of a couple of frees.
Yeah, and certainly this one would seem to be, whilst it's a bit out and it's at a bit of an angle, it's tailor-made for a left-footed kicker. Again, I think accuracy is what'll count here. He certainly won't be shot the distance, because what is it, only 20 metres out?
And Noonan makes no mistake with that one, and we're one between the teams again. Lead up to half time. Injury time, that's actually going to be half time. Matt, it's a 1-point lead for Ballylanders here at the break. An impressive first half in a lot of ways from Ballylanders, but from Broadford getting the final score of the half, playing with the advantage of the breeze in the second half. Your thoughts overall after the first half?
It's all to play for there in the second half, but Ballylanders will be bitterly disappointed with their conversion rate. They've had 6 wides, some of which were very, very poor wides. We did say at the outset, and I just dislike harping on and on about the breeze and the effect of the breeze, but we did say that we thought that it could be up to a 4 or a 5 point breeze, that it would be that level of advantage. Ballylanders have a point lead. How they must rue those chances, and they must fear that those missed chances will come back to haunt them.
That's the thoughts of Matt O'Callaghan from the Weekly Observer Vale Star. We'll be back for the second half in a few minutes.